On a crisp morning heavy with possibility and raw emotion, Arthur Kingston, once the emblem of unrivaled success, embarked on a daring experiment. Casting aside the regal trappings of his fortune, he cloaked himself in threadbare garments and a battered cap, transforming into a shadow of his former opulence right at the threshold of his own grand estate. In that transformative instant, he sought to unveil society's hidden truths, daring to inhale the bitter chill of neglect while chasing the fleeting warmth of human kindness. Each dismissive glance struck him with a quiet sorrow, shaking his long-held belief in the goodness of people. And just when despair threatened to settle in, an unforeseen spark of compassion emerged, promising to upend everything he had assumed about wealth and empathy. Before this strange venture, Arthur's life had been the stuff of legend. A titan whose influence shimmered like polished chrome on his luxury vehicles, he reigned from a sprawling mansion tucked away in the city's most coveted enclave. His meteoric rise was forged in battles both fierce and personal, a childhood steeped in struggle when the world turned a blind eye to those with so little. Even as the dazzling symbols of affluence surrounded him, memories of his own hardships whispered relentlessly, reminding him that glittering gold could never banish the long shadows of want. This haunting recollection ignited a radical notion: might the vast fortune he had amassed pale beside the genuine human connection of his early years? With a blend of trepidation and desperate curiosity, he resolved to step out of his gilded cocoon and witness firsthand how the world treated those it had long neglected. Arthur enacted his plan with solemn determination. He retrieved relics of his former, harsher days, a pair of faded jeans worn thin by time, a threadbare jacket that had weathered countless winters, and a hat that bore silent testimony to forgotten struggles, and donned them as armor against a world seemingly bereft of soul. Clutching a crudely scrawled cardboard sign that pleaded need help, its trembling letters echoing his own uncertain resolve, he strode toward the towering gates of his mansion. With every measured step, he shed the imposing persona of a formidable magnate and embraced the vulnerable guise of a pauper. Settling onto the cold, unyielding pavement before his majestic home, the estate loomed behind him like a relic from another life, a monument to splendor now marred by the stark light of indifference. In that suspended moment, he felt the crushing weight of legacy collide with the raw exposure of his fragility. Could the dazzling facade of prosperity withstand the unflinching scrutiny of everyday passers-by? Beyond the estate, the boulevard pulsed with life. Once, the very thoroughfare had marveled at the pristine lawns and glittering windows, a living testament to Arthur's achievements. Today, however, all that shimmered was his ragged silhouette, an incongruous presence amid the brilliance of affluence. The air carried a gentle chill, a reminder of nature's impartiality, while inside, his heart shivered under the biting frost of societal disregard. A middle-aged couple, their laughter echoing like fleeting notes of a forgotten melody, strolled by. Yet as their eyes caught sight of the disheveled figure at the gate, their smiles evaporated like mist, replaced by a hurried, dismissive pace. Each ignored plea, every averted gaze, imprinted on him an unspoken judgment. Had he truly abandoned the very pain he once endured? Was the world so swift to forget the silent suffering of its own children? Time meandered along the busy street, each moment deepening his dismay. A young woman, immersed in the rhythm of her solitary run and the soft cadence of her thoughts, glided by with earbuds sealing her in a private universe. In a silent plea, Arthur raised his sign, a muted cry amid the everyday clamor. Her brief glance, a fleeting acknowledgement, vanished almost as quickly as it came, leaving him to wonder if hope was but a fragile illusion in a society deaf to quiet suffering. Then, a cluster of teenagers burst onto the scene, their boisterous laughter filling the air with careless mirth. One of them pointed with mischievous glee, and a chorus of chuckles cascaded over him like a wave of ridicule. In those moments, every sidelong glance and every step past him resounded with a timeless rejection he had known all too well in his youth, each jibe carving a deeper scar into his already tender spirit. Just as the day's weight threatened to crush his spirit entirely, a beacon of unexpected light appeared, a weathered car sputtering to a stop across the street. From its modest interior emerged a woman in her early 60s, her hair gracefully brushed with silver and gathered into a loose bun that spoke of quiet resilience. Clad in a modest coat and worn shoes, she moved with a determined, unhurried grace that belied a lifetime of quiet struggle. Without ceremony, she crossed the street and approached Arthur, her eyes aglow with genuine concern that transcended superficial divides. "Are you all right?" she asked softly, her voice a gentle balm in a world often harsh and unfeeling. Startled by the tenderness in her tone, Arthur replied with a rehearsed line that barely masked the tremor of sincerity in his voice. In a simple, unpretentious gesture, she rummaged through her purse and produced a small bundle of crinkled bills. "It's not much," she murmured with unwavering kindness, "but I hope it helps." Her words fell over him like a sudden ray of sunlight breaking through storm clouds, igniting within him a quiet wonder. Was it possible that true wealth was measured not in coins, but in compassion? Overwhelmed by the unexpected grace of her simple act, Arthur's throat constricted with gratitude as a fragile hope began to rekindle. The warmth of her gaze and the sincere cadence of her offer stirred memories of times when genuine human connection outshone material success. As she melted back into the rhythm of everyday life, her parting kindness echoed in his heart, affirming that even the smallest gestures carried immeasurable worth. The encounter lingered, a poignant reminder that true prosperity was not amassed in glittering treasures or towering accolades, but in the silent, profound exchanges that bridged human hearts. Could it be that the essence of life lay hidden in these fleeting moments of shared empathy? Before Arthur could retreat into the familiar solace of his affluent world, another cherished figure emerged from behind the grand gates, a quiet bridge between the worlds of luxury and labor. His devoted housekeeper, Maria, appeared with eyes wide in astonishment and gentle concern as they fell upon the disheveled figure before her. "Mr. Kingston, is that truly you?" she whispered, her tone a blend of incredulity and tender care. Instantly recognizing the familiar aura beneath the disguise, she pieced together his silent experiment without a word of reproach. Maria knelt beside him, reaching into her own pocket to withdraw a modest sum, which she offered with a compassionate smile. "You never know what burdens others bear," she murmured softly, echoing the timeless lesson passed down from her mother, that kindness, however small, costs nothing. In that quiet moment of shared understanding, Arthur's very foundation trembled and was remade. Was it possible that a man's true measure lay not in his amassed fortunes, but in the simple, unexpected kindness he extended? Gathering himself, Arthur brushed the dust from his worn attire as he prepared to step back into the realm of affluence, a realm now seen through eyes forever altered by raw, unfiltered humanity. The insights gleaned from a day steeped in both bitter rejection and luminous compassion reshaped his understanding of wealth, status, and the delicate bonds that tether us all. He realized that while material riches may construct empires, it is the intangible wealth of empathy and human connection that truly enriches the soul. Determined to bridge the chasm between his glittering world and the often overlooked struggles of everyday life, Arthur resolved to wield his influence not solely through grand charitable gestures but through countless, simple acts of genuine care. In that transformative moment, he discovered that the richest currency was not found in silver or gold, but in the quiet humanity that thrives even in the shadows. And with that revelation, his journey toward a life defined by compassion had only just begun, one step, one kind act at a time.